Hi, Joe Formaggio, speaking with you today about something that has been on the back of my mind for quite some time, and way before we even started this channel. And that has to deal with some of the American vloggers out there, some of their channels, and what they are constantly coming out with. It seems a theme on certain topics that they just can't get off of. And maybe it's because they don't have anything new to make a video about, but in my opinion, in many cases, they're just flat out arrogant, and they view themselves, and again, I can be totally wrong on this, but this is, again, it's my opinion, that they know more than those that they're talking with. They are not teachers. They don't have degrees. They don't have background. And a lot of the things they're saying, for example, there was one guy who said, and to me this is just really stupid. He said that there's two kinds of Filipino women: those that have children and those that want children. Well, obviously, he's never gone into a professional setting where he's seen Filipino women working in careers where they're more interested in their career than they are in having babies. Okay, that's not to say that down the road, no, they don't want them or anything, but to come out with a statement like that, it's just flat out stupid, and to me, it's insulting. It's insulting to every Filipino that's out there. But he said it, didn't retract it, just thought it was, hey, that's the way it is. And the problem with that is that he gets tens of thousands of views, and so people believe it. Hopefully they don't. There was another vlog, and I found this thing really so trivial, and yet they just harped on it. There was two vloggers, they were together in tandem, and they were saying about how much stress there was in the Philippines. And this one guy said, yeah, I was waiting in my bank line. It took me almost an hour to finish what I had to do at the bank. I stopped doing business with that bank and I changed banks. You know, so what? You were waiting in line for an hour. What's the big deal? Did you have an important appointment that you had to go to afterwards? I mean, were you doing surgery for something? What's the big deal? You're supposed to be retired, or quote unquote, you're on your tourist visa. You know, for how many years are you a tourist? But, and that alone to me shows no respect for the country that you're in. You're just gaming the system, in my opinion. But what's the big deal? You wait in line. He said, well, they call that Filipino time. So what? You know, so what if somebody is late 10 or 15 minutes? If you said, yeah, we're going to have dinner at 8 o'clock and they show up at the restaurant at 8:15, what's the big deal? So what? Did the restaurant run out of food? Did you starve in those 15 minutes? You should be grateful that you've got somebody that you can spend the evening with. You know, I mean, so what? What is the big deal? It's only time. You know, and have you forgotten that in the States, I mean, have you ever sat in traffic in a major city like, you know, Boston, New York, Chicago, LA, Atlanta? I mean, you're sitting in traffic for hours to get where? To work? You know, I don't understand this arrogance. I think part of it is that Americans feel they have a certain ingrained sense of, well, the world owes us because we're Americans, you know? I learned a long time ago when I was in the military. I spent the vast majority of my time in Asia when I was in the military. And I learned way back then that you either respect the culture that you're in, the country that you're in, and you learn to adapt, because otherwise you're going to have a sorrowful experience. And if you can't adjust to the Philippines, to Thailand, to Vietnam, to Laos, Cambodia, Portugal, wherever you've decided to retire to, if you can't adjust to it, there's two other words for you. Get out. Go back. You chose the Philippines. The Philippines didn't choose you. And so think about this as you look at some of these channels that are out there, and all they're doing is they're talking about women, they're talking about finances, they're talking about how much a house costs here or a house costs there. My God, you're over 21 years old. You should know what you're getting into. You should know how to research where you're going. I mean, if you just want to pick up your bags, get on a plane and fly someplace, hey, if that's your lifestyle, that's the way you do things, then do it. But don't go blaming anybody. You're over 21 years old. You should know what you're doing, what you're spending your money on, what you can afford and what you can't afford. It's not a big deal. And leave your arrogance behind. There's nothing wrong about being proud of your country. Nothing wrong about that at all. But you're not better than somebody else. We're going to be doing future videos on some of the history of the Philippines. We're going to do away with some of the misconceptions that people have, particularly Americans, when it comes to the Filipinos and their history. We're going to talk about how the U.S. really did a shabby job in treating the Philippines after World War II. We're going to go into all that stuff. But for right now, just keep in the back of your mind that the Philippines offers so much more. There's beauty, there's tradition, there's a culture, there's a heritage, there's such a long valued history. Take some time, and instead of watching some of these other vlogs about where to pick up a woman, look at something that deals with the history of the country. Learn something, and then you know what? Go out and explore it. Respect and adapt. It's not that hard to do. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to tell you it's going to eliminate all your stress and everything else. But I can say this, that when you learn to respect and adapt, you're going to find that your life is going to be so much better, because things will open up to you that you didn't know existed before. So please hit that like and subscribe button. We'd like to know as well your comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you would like to see on our channel. We'll make every attempt to answer and reply. And from that, I just want to say I hope you have a really great day or a great evening wherever you are. And thank you. Have a good one. Be safe. And see you later. Bye now.